Hello everyone, I'm RiggyRob and welcome back to my blind playthrough of Fire Emblem Three Houses Hard Classic Mode with the Black Eagles on Crimson Flower Route. And hello 2020! Yes, it's a new year, new decade, and yeah, it's going to be an interesting thing to see if we can actually finish off this game during the stream session. I'm not sure 100% we'd be able to do it, but we'll give it a go. Also, I realized last time I said I was going to show off the Sothis regalia, and I never actually did. So yes, this is what it looks like. Now, I don't know if I'm going to wear this for the final end of month battle at the end of this chapter, because apparently this month's chapter will run on into next month's chapter, and you're not going to get as much of a chance to change stuff around. So I don't know if I actually want this to be what I look like for the final, encounter, the final boss, whatever that may be. So I'll probably change this up. Also, for the next hour and a bit, maybe an hour and a half, I don't know, we have tons and tons of supports to do. So I've got pretty much A supports with almost everyone apart from Lorenz, Raphael and Ignatz, just because I couldn't get the supports up high enough. But everyone else, we've got A supports, and then we've got, lots of supports with everybody else as well. Also, I'd just like to point out that I might sound a little bit different today, because we've changed our setup slightly. So we're actually in a much smaller room, so it shouldn't echo as much, but I also don't know what the the gain on the microphone needs to be, what the volume on the TV needs to be to avoid getting echo with the game audio, so be patient with us, and myself, and I'll figure it out eventually. Because when we do a stream, perhaps tomorrow, perhaps another time, we'll be trying out different microphones and it might work differently. So, yeah, we'll see. So, since last stream, I've been busy at the, end of week stuff. So I explored at the start of the month, did a rare DLC battle, then did more exploring, and I've done exploring this month. Mainly because when it comes to getting S supports, this is indeed the last week to do it. When you go to try and pick someone's S support, it will say your bond with this person is very deep. To deepen this bond further, you'll have to wait until after the war ends. And that's pretty much in this week here from the 29th. So we're going to conquer Furia. So, I've been busy. I've been getting all my class experience up, all my, items I need and everything. So yeah, we're pretty low on supplies and everything, but we've got lots and lots of supports to do. Now, before I do all these A supports with myself, I do think it's probably a better idea to go from the bottom up and see if we can do some B supports with people, or C even, because otherwise the tone's going to be a bit up and down, like we did last time actually when we did load of A supports. And of course, Yuritsa doesn't have any other supports other than myself, because I've already done everything else. So let's have a look and see who actually has any other B or C supports. Alois doesn't. Manuela does with Edelgard. So let's go with Manuela and Edelgard.
Professor Manuela, may I come in? This room, what happened here?
Manuela lives in here.
Oh, nothing out of the ordinary. Why? Is something the matter?
No, I just... can I help you tidy up? Actually, I have to know. How did you make such a mess in the first place?
By being Manuela.
Please don't ask for the details. Suffice to say, my room always looks like this after I've been dumped.
Oh,
Ooh.
right. Well, let's see what we can do about it.
That's why it's like that all the time,
Your help was unexpected, but appreciated, Edelgard. Now, what can I do for you?
I heard that you haven't been acting like yourself, so I came to see if you're doing all right. But the moment I saw you, I could tell you were troubled, so it seemed pointless to ask.
I suppose it was rather obvious, wasn't it? Perhaps I should stop being quite so dramatic.
No, come on, Manuela, that's not you.
All the same, dear, I'd like to repay you for helping me out. Name your prize.
I don't need a reward, but if you wouldn't mind answering my question, I'd greatly appreciate it.
Of course. What is it?
I once asked you why you chose to retire. You said that the goddess supports you emotionally, but it's up to you to take care of the rest.
Yep, bills don't pay themselves.
I have to admit that I don't quite understand what you meant by that. Can you please explain?
Did I say that? I suppose so. From joining the Middle Franc Opera Company to becoming a diva of the grand stage. I went through so much to achieve what I did. Looking back, I don't know how I made it.
What happened during that time?
A lot. My divinely gifted voice only got me to the edge of the stage. From there, I had to work hard to defeat my rivals.
Ooh. Doing it like a, I don't know, Britain's Got Talent, The Voice, X Factor kind of situation here. All right.
I did all of this by myself, through sheer force of will. All so I could stand center stage.
The magic had nothing to do with it.
Ah, I see I was wrong about something. I thought that being a devout believer implied a certain weakness of spirit, an inability to survive on your own. But you've proven me wrong, Professor Manuela.
Okay. Manuela and Edelgard B. Alright. Keep working bottom up. So we got Hanneman and Hubert. Interesting that they have a support together.
Hubert, my boy. It's rather rare for the two of us to see one another with no one else around, isn't it?
Yes, because that means there'd be witnesses.
Yes, I believe it is.
I was good friends with your father, you know.
Ooh.
Perhaps this is fate, eh? Of course, when I left the Empire, I broke off my friendship with him. And, well, everyone else.
You were right to sever ties with such a miserable piece of filth.
Sharp words, Hubert. Contemptible though your father may be, he is still your father.
Don't overcomplicate it. I will not forgive him. Ever. Contemptible is just the right word for the wretch. Do you truly know what kind of man my father was?
Maybe. He said he was his friend.
I assume you're talking about the insurrection of the Seven. At the time, I was already at Garegg Mach. I know nothing more than hearsay. That said, I found it hard to believe that Lord Vestra would challenge the Emperor like that.
Yet that's exactly what he did. Since the dawn of the Adrestian Empire, House Vestra has served House Hresvelg as the Emperor's right hand. My father spat on a legacy of loyalty and devotion that had lasted 1100 years.
Ambitious guy.
He conspired with the ministers to usurp power from the Emperor and Lady Edelgard.
In your father's defense, the Emperor was attempting to take power from the Seven Houses. The Emperor's reform was an attempt to concentrate power in the hands of the throne. The nobles put a stop to that. Emperor Ionius lost the ensuing power struggle.
Now it is the nobles' turn to suffer defeat. Her Majesty will crush all who oppose her.
You hope she can cease this never-ending conflict? That's quite a goal, Hubert.
It's been going on for 5 years, Hubert. That's an interesting support, though. Surprised it only goes up to B. Alright, so Hanneman didn't have any of those. Nope. Alright, Leonie. Nope, you got none. Ignatz. Ah, Ignatz and Raphael. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame didn't get them to A support together, but oh well.
Hey, Ignatz?
Doesn't want to do anything with you.
Hey, Ignatz is here. What's gotten into him?
He doesn't want to talk to you, Raphael.
Hey! Ah! Hey, you've been acting weird lately. Are you sick or something?
Raphael! No, I'm fine.
So what's going on with you? Are you worried about something? Want to talk about it?
I don't know about worried. It's just, you know, your parents.
Hey now!
Ah! What is it?
I thought I told you to drop it. Just forget about it.
I can't just forget about it. You lost your parents. And when you were in need, my family did nothing to help you.
Well, what were they supposed to do about it? It's not like they killed my parents. And besides, that's our folks you're talking about. That's got nothing to do with us, right?
So basically this is the same as Caspar and Benedetta or Petra? Petra, I think.
I still can't help but feel responsible. Like I owe you somehow.
Look, if you want to do something, just be my pal like you used to. We can eat tasty meals together, play games, make jokes, and laugh until our bellies hurt.
Are you sure that's what you want?
Of course it is! We were friends before, and there's no reason we can't be friends now.
Raphael, Thank you. And I'm sorry about before.
Well, bit of a shame, probably not going to see the end of that, but it's pretty nice. Alright, so Mercedes and Felix. Ooh.
Here you are.
Oh, were you looking for me, Felix?
That was a quick turn.
You were injured in the last battle. Are you okay?
I'm fine now. Thank you for your concern.
You really are troublesome.
I'm so sorry. I didn't want to get in your way out there. I just couldn't help but worry. I was only trying to keep an eye on you.
What are you even doing on the battlefield?
Being a healer.
You endangered yourself and got hurt. Such a stupid thing to do.
Yes, of course, you're right. I have no excuses.
If you intend to carry on being such a fool, you'd best stay near me.
Are you sure? I'd hate to get in your way again.
You can, You can keep thinking of me as your little brother. That'd be better than going through this again.
Oh, you softy, Felix.
But I thought you didn't like that. Didn't you say you were fed up with it?
I am fed up with it. I've already spent years filling in for someone who's dead. My older brother inspired love and respect. He was a great knight. He died. Since his death, his memory has followed me around like a shadow.
Oh, I didn't know you had a brother too.
Oh yeah, of course, because this would have been written before the DLC updates where we can actually have Yuritsa as a playable character, so this thing makes more sense when you think about her brother not being around anymore.
I don't let my personal feelings distract me on the battlefield. Still, do I really remind you of him?
Well, you don't look like him.
Not even a little bit.
You feel so familiar.
He loves
It
sweeties.
just makes me want to protect you. That's not to say that you're incapable or unreliable or anything like that. In fact, it's quite the opposite. You're the one who just came to check on me.
You need to pay attention to your surroundings. You're reckless. Lives are at stake, including mine when I have to run over and save your skin.
Yes, I'll try to be more careful. Thank you for being so kind, Felix.
Whatever.
Oh, that's nice. Alright, do they go any further than B? Oh, they do as well. Oh well. Alright, let's see. We got Sylvain. Nope, he's an A support only. Felix. Ooh, a couple of Bs with Felix. Interesting. And then we got Ash as well. Ash and Marianne, again, can't do because you've missed the opportunity to deepen this bond. Alright, well, let's go with some B support with Felix. Felix and Bernadetta.
You.
What did I do? Am I in your way? I'm in your way. I know, I get it. I'm sorry. I can't stand the sight of me either.
I never said that. Stay right there. You're always running away. You must really find me irritating.
Irritating? No, I completely... What? No, I mean, I know I'm irritating, but... Huh?
Bernie is confused.
Stop. Do you remember when you came up behind me and knocked the sword from my hands? I need you to teach me that technique.
You're very stealthy.
Sword? Teach? Technique? That's a joke, right? Because that's just about the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Well, it's less ridiculous now that we know that after the time skip, everyone does seminars.
Maybe so, but I saw you do it. You don't remember? You moved like a flash, and before I knew it...
Nope, wasn't Bernie. You must have dreamed it. Unless my accuser dares to produce some evidence.
We're going to turn this into Ace Attorney.
Yes, evidence. I still have your satchel, see?
Oh, my satchel. Wait, that? No, that's not mine. You can't prove it's mine.
You know it's yours.
I'm innocent, I swear. Merciful Cero, save me.
This is getting nowhere. But, maybe I should corner her like last time. Then she'll use the technique without thinking.
That's not necessarily the best thing to do, considering what we know about Bernie. That's probably going to be more traumatizing than anything else.
Never mind. I'm done here.
Okay,
Lies.
good.
All lies! I didn't do any... Uh-huh? Well, where'd he go?
Okay. And now we've also got Felix and Dorothea.
You're following me. Stop.
I am leaving you alone, just as you asked. I may be walking the same way as you, but...
What do you want?
You've made it abundantly clear I'm not to want anything from you, including politeness.
I heard a rumor that you're planning to settle down with a noble.
Ooh, getting
I
ideas.
abandoned my family, so you'll have to look elsewhere. Not much to gain from marrying me.
Yeah, that does kind of, you know, when we've gone through the whole thing of killing Rodrigue, this is a bit, like, very on the nose.
I just find you interesting is all. Is that so odd?
Interesting? I'm not interesting. What do you mean?
I've never met a noble so... unsociable. Yes, that's the word, unsociable. Other nobles are quick to be friends, even if it's just because they might gain something from it.
The Empire's nobility, maybe. The Kingdom's nobility is a whole different animal.
Ah.
If they are, so what? You should care how others think of you.
Why? I don't answer to them. All that matters is improving my skill. I'll prove my worth on the battlefield. Those people care so much about appearances they can't even see each other. It makes me sick.
Oh, I agree. What's important isn't how someone looks, it's their true nature. I don't pretend to know your true nature. I don't even have a very good understanding of my own. But I suppose you see mine just fine, don't you? Just a silly girl with no thoughts in her head except for marrying a noble. Yes? Goodbye, Felix.
Ooh, Saki Dorothea. Strutting away. Alright, so they've got B supports now. We've got Caspar. Caspar's got an A support with just me. Lenhart's got an A support with just me. Ferdinand's got an A support with just me. Hubert. Nope. Edelgard. Alright, well, we are officially into A support territory. So, let's go. Let's go from the bottom up. Because I think the Edelgard A support will be a fairly interesting one. So, oh, Yuritsa's going to be an interesting one as well, actually. Alright. A support with myself and Yuritsa.
The way your sword glides through the air, I am in awe. You, paired with that sword, it may bring about my end.
I would never kill an ally. Do you want to die? I would never kill an ally.
So weak. That weakness will be your end.
We'll see.
Long ago, when the Death Knight saw you in the Holy Mausoleum, I came to an understanding that it is you, and you alone, who are capable of slaying me. Only you, with your sword, can do it. Upon reflection, I can see that our encounter was fated to happen. Ever since then, I've been thinking.
Why was I chosen? That there are others stronger than me. Why was I chosen?
Why indeed? Why was the Death Knight fixated so fervently upon you? At that moment, he fell under your spell. You, who wields the sword of the Creator.
So he's actually more of a boyfriend dungeon fan because he's so in love with the sword.
And now, as I fight alongside you, I too fall victim to your spell. That I am unable to fight you is truly regrettable.
Should we fight here and now? First, we must end the war.
Yes, I suppose that is true. This futile, pointless war. Let us end it quickly then. Uniting Fódlan and overthrowing the church are mere trivialities to me.
Because I'm so OP.
All I truly need is you. You and nothing else.
I can see how this turns into an S support later. It feels like you like me. That sounds very nice. It sounds very nice, Yuritsa.
In the meantime, continue to strengthen your sword play. And please, don't get yourself killed by some foolish brigands. You must live, that we might fight one another to the death. I must know which one of us will emerge victorious. For now, I will have to use my imagination and savor the potential outcomes of that future.
His 3D model's eyes are even closed.
I can see it now. You swiftly dodging my blade, and then at last, your sword piercing my flesh.
This is very homoerotic, and I'm sure they immensely intended for this to be written this way.
I stumbled to the ground, gasping for air, breathing my last. Or perhaps my blade will pierce you first.
Lots of metaphors going on here. Do you really want to keep going with this?
No. That is enough. I must refrain from such fantasies. They make my urge to slay you all the stronger. It is enough to stand by your side while I await that day of true pleasure.
Yuritsa's basically edging himself here. I'm counting on you. I look forward to fighting you. I'm counting on you.
Indeed, you and I are fated to be intertwined. I will follow you to the very gates of hell.
Well, well, well. Alright, A support with Yuritsa. Alright, next up is Alois. What's up, Alois?
There you are. Hello.
You don't look as cheery as usual.
No, yes. Apologies. I'm struggling with some unpleasant thoughts. Since the war began, I've ended so many lives. You and your students got your hands dirty as well. Nobody forced you all to join the fight, of course. You did so of your own volition. Still, there must be something very wrong with the world for it to make children into killers.
Yep, agreed. I'm not a child, I know what you mean.
That's true enough. We've all gotten older. Ah, listen to me. I'm sorry for being so glum.
You're more handsome when you smile, you're handsome when you brood. You're more handsome when you smile, Alois.
Well said. In truth, I don't think any expression will improve my looks. I'm a brute, no matter what face I pull. Ah, you really are just like Gerald. When I was down in the dumps, he'd cheer me up with a playful quip. He gave me his library of jokes, but when I tell one of them, nobody laughs at the punchline. They laugh at me. You, on the other hand, well, you inherited the old man's comic talents.
Cut to Byleth looking completely stone-faced with no emotion.
I'm feeling pretty perky now, all thanks to you. I can't stop this war by feeling gloomy about it. Onward, to a brighter future.
Justice reigns! Hear, hear.
To tell you the truth, that was another line I picked up from Gerald. He taught me everything about life. He was more important to me than anyone in the world. Apart from you, perhaps.
Because Gerald was my father? You're making me blush. Because Gerald was my father?
Oh, sure, there's that, but not only that. When I look at you or see you fighting in battle, it's like I'm seeing a sibling. But at the same time, it's like seeing something sacred and powerful. Something I must defend.
I think him referring to me as a sibling makes the S support a bit weirder.
You're so important to the future of Fódlan. And to me. I promise to continue protecting you with the strength of a knight and the love of a big brother.
Yeah, so you can obviously tell there is a very big difference with the way they wrote this S support compared to the one with Yuritsa. Like, this one, well, this A support I should say. But this one doesn't really lead itself onto a romantic S support paired ending, I don't think. You're more like a dad to me than a brother. I'm counting on you. I mean... Is he more like a dad to me? Not really. He's more like a funny uncle. Yeah, I'm counting on you.
Good. In the name of Geralt, I swear to keep you safe. You're welcome to return the favor, should you feel so inclined.
Okay. Alright, so... we got myself and Hanuman. So this doesn't have an S support ending to it, so this will be interesting to see how this is kind of portrayed.